Hello and most welcome, my dear students, all viewers and respected viewers. We are discussing about the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, and the topic for the day is the pistil, Megasporangium, that is ovule, and female gametophyte, that is embryo sac. Now, the gynosium represents gynosium. The gyn word itself represent the lady. Okay, the gynosium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. Gynosium may consist of one pistil, monocarpellary, and if it is made up of more than one pistil, it is multicarpellary structure. Now have a look on a particular flower structure with receptacle. Again, what is flower? Flower is the modification of shoot. The green parts are what? Sepal. The green parts are what? Sepal. And the colorful parts are what? These are petals. These are what? Non-essential parts. These are what? Non-essential parts. Okay. Now, these filament and the lobed structure, what you call this, the anther, they together form the male reproductive part, stamen. Okay, and this is the topic that we are going to study here in this video. The upper part, which acts as a landing platform here, this is what? Stigma. This is known as stigma. The elongated tube-like structure is known as style, and the bulged part here, the oval bulged part, is known as what? Ovary. This is what? Ovary. So stigma, style and ovary together, they constitute the gynosium, or you can say the pistil, the female reproductive part. This is what? The female reproductive part. Since flower is the modification of shoot, it means this is also the modification of shoot system. Is it clear? If it is the modification of the shoot, this shoot or the leaf structure which is now modified is known as megasporophyll. This is what? Megasporophyll. This is simply what? Megasporophyll bearing what? This megasporophyll bearing what? Megasporangium. Megasporangium is here, inside the ovary. Inside the ovary. This structure is what? Megasporangium. You can see this. This is what? Megasporangium. Megasporangium. So, megasporophyll contains megasporangium. Now you can say that ovary contains some space, some cavity, which is known as locule. Which is known as what? Locule. In a particular locule, one ovule is present, and this ovule is what? Megasporangium. That is, okay, embryo sac. Embryo sac. And this is what? Female gametophyte. So that what? Female gametophyte. So this is what we actually are going to discuss in this lecture. This is what? This particular table we are going to discuss here. That pistils we have already discussed here. The megasporangium or ovule, how the main focus for ourselves here is for the NEET purpose, for the medical examination purpose, is the development of embryo sac. Polygonum type of development is given in our NCERT book. Okay, so now we move with the megasporangium. The pistil may be fused. If they are fused, they are known as syncarpus. The pistils, if there are so many pistils, they may be free. They are apocarpus. So different type of conditions are found in different varieties. Now we can say that an ovary consists of one ovule, जैसा कि wheat, the best example is wheat, okay, and it may have more than one ovule. An ovary may have more than one ovule. The best example is papaya and watermelon and orchids, so on. Now we are talking about the typical ovule, how a typical ovule is look like. Actually there are 6 type of ovules, 6 different type of ovules present in different plant families, but here we are talking about the anatropous type of ovule. Which type of anatropous type of ovule, which is more frequent in flowering plants. A typical anatropous ovule, now here it is what stalk like structure at the base. It is a stalk like structure which is known as funicle, which is known as what? Funicle or funiculus, and it is attached to the proper body of this ovule at a particular junction, and this junction is known as hilum. This junction is known as what? Hilum. And above this junction, this is the particular body of ovule. A typical body of ovule, this is what? 180 degree inverted, anatropous. And if it is not inverted, it is known as atropous, orthotropous, very primitive type of structure. Okay. So in anatropous type of ovule, this is what? Megasporangium. The upper part is known as chaliza or calizalant or chalizalant. Okay. And it is just opposite to the pore-like structure which is present at the base. It is known as micropyle. So this end is what? Micropylar end, having a pore-like structure, and just opposite to the micropyle there is a caliza end, that is chaliza end. Is it clear? And this vacant part is actually filled with nutrition providing cells, and the layer which consists of these nutrition providing cells is known as nucellus. So nucellus is the part of this ovule which provide nutrition to this female gametophyte, this particular female gametophyte. Now for the protection of this particular female gametophyte, there are some other extra structures are also present here, and these are known as integuments. These are known as integuments. This is inner integument, this is outer integument. Particular female gametophyte or embryo sac consists of 7 cells, and these cells are antipodals. 1, 2, 3 antipodals. This is one central cell. This is what? Central cell. This is one in number, having polar nuclei, 2 polar nuclei, and 3 cells at lower side. One is the egg cell and 2 are here the synergids. So typically if you count 3, 1, 4, 4, 1, 5, 5 and 2, 7. So this is what? 7 celled structure. 7 celled structure. A typical female gametophyte is what? 7 celled structure, but nuclei are 8 here. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 nuclei. So there are what? You can say that this is what? 7 celled 8 nucleate stage. So a typical polygonum type of ovule and embryo sac, you can say female gametophyte consists of 7 cell but having 8 nuclei. So this is what about the microsporangium and the structure of female gametophyte. Now we are moving to that part where we have to understand how actually this embryo sac or female gametophyte is formed, the development of female gametophyte. Okay, so the formation of female gametophyte takes place in the ovule. The particular growth of megaspore mother cell, meiosis takes place. So meiosis first, here meiosis takes place, and after meiosis 1 there are two cells are formed which are known as megasporangium. Okay, this is what micropylar and this is what chalice end. You must remember this. This is the development of female gametophyte in polygonum, that is polygonum type of development which is given in NCERT. So micropylar end is now represented here by Me, chalice end is represented as Ce. So you must remember this. So after meiosis 1, megaspore dyad is formed. Again meiosis is going to be complete, so meiosis 2. So meiosis now complete in 2 steps, meiosis 1 and 2. This is what? One meiosis. This is what? One meiosis. After the complete meiosis, 4 haploid cells are formed. These are what? 4 daughter cells which are haploid in nature, having n number of chromosomes rather than 2n. And these 4 cells are known as tetrad, megaspore tetrad. This is micropylar end, this is chalice end. So out of these 4 megaspore tetrad, 3 megaspore tetrad is going to be degenerated at micropylar end. At which end? Micropylar end. This is very peculiar phenomena which is found here. So you must note it for your upcoming NEET examinations. Okay. One remains functional at chalice end, and now mitosis, mitotic division takes place here. So mitosis, again here mitosis takes place, mitosis, and again mitosis takes place. So you can say that 1 meiosis and 3 mitosis. Now you must note this. After 1 mitosis, 2 nuclei are formed. 2 nuclei are formed. After second mitosis, 4 nuclei are formed. Now these are moved to the opposite poles. The 2 daughter nuclei moves to the opposite poles. Can you note one thing? What? That wall formation does not take place. It means simply that the divisions are free nuclear in nature. The divisions are free nuclear in nature. Is it clear? No wall formation takes place here. After 3 successive mitosis, 8 nuclei are formed. Whole 4 nuclei are formed. 4 at micropylar side. Okay, is it clear? This wall formation takes place. What? The phenomena of wall formation takes place, but with slight changed behavior. So you can see that 4 nuclei are present at micropylar end and 4 are at the chalice end. One of the nuclei from the micropylar end, one of the nuclei from the chalice end moves towards the center, and they now move here at the central position. Remaining 3 at the micropylar end are converted into specifically wall formation, and they are converted into specifically what? Cell-like structure. The lower one here is known as what? Synergids, and the upper one is known as egg. All are haploid in nature, and the 3 of the chalice side are converted into equipodal cells. These are what known as antipodal cells. Antipodals, also known as antipodals, haploid, and one large cell at the central position, it is also known as central cell. Now central cell have 2 polar nuclei. They cannot fuse at this time. They are 2 polar nuclei. So central cell have 2 polar nuclei. Now you can observe that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This structure is what? 7 celled. But number of nuclei is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a typical mature female gametophyte consists of 7 cells, and 8 nuclei, 7 cells and 8 nuclei. So this is all about the female gametophyte and pre-fertilization structures and events in the female part of the flower. Thank you very much.